Hello children, welcome to the class of Advanced Web Designing. In today's session, we are going to cover the advanced input elements. So as you can see in this web page, the first input type is of color. Now this enables us to select any color. This is called as a color picker and it can be done by using input type equal to color. On the right hand side of the page you can see input type equal to color. So the moment I give this tag, within the form tag I am provided with this color picker and it has got three options: hue, saturation and lightness. Depending on the choice of color and its intensity, the color variation can be varied and the proper color can be selected. Now the second type is of a number. Many a times in the web form when we are asked to enter a number, then a user may type a character instead of a number, and at that time it should be prompted to the user that he has entered an incorrect value. So what I will do is I will try to type an incorrect value and let us see how the message is prompted. Please enter a number. Now this can be done if we use the input type equal to number. As you can see it here, I have used input type equal to number. Also, sometimes the requirement is the number should be within a given range. So that can be specified by using the attributes of min and max. Now here I have specified the minimum value as 11 and the maximum value as 20. So in case I enter a value which is less than 11, suppose I enter 5 and then I try to go to the next element, it prompts me a message: you must enter a value between 11 and 20. So there is a check there itself, and if I enter a value which is greater than 20, again the same message is prompted to me. But what if I enter a value between 11 and 20, then I am not prompted with any message. The next type is the website. This can be done by using input type equal to URL. So in case I type a value which is not of the convention of a URL, for example, I type some okay. So let us see. You must enter a valid URL. So I will type with the correct protocol. Okay. So now when I try to go to the next, it does not show me any message. Now the next type is the selection of the date. This input type can be created by using a input type equal to date. Now this is basically a list of values of month, day and year. So we can select a date of our choice. Many times a user may enter an incorrect date, like he can enter a day which is greater than 30 or 31 for a particular month, or the month may also exceed 12. So in that case, when we are using input type equal to date, it has helped us to avoid those incorrect values. Now the next type is the email type. We already know there is a convention of email name. So This can be done by using the input type equal to email. Now in case I type some incorrect, again it shows me a message of you must enter a valid email address. So I enter a correct email address now. So it should not prompt me with any message. Now the next type is of the month. Many times in the forms we are supposed to give the value of the month. So there again the user can make a error by entering some incorrect date. So this can be avoided by using the input type equal to month, where the user can be provided with a list of values which he can simply select and click on this tick and the value is selected. So this is for input type equal to month. The next type is a very interesting one. So in this you can see there is a range selector which is in the form of a slider and a selector. So you simply have to slide this over this range and the value gets selected. Now this can be done by using input type equal to range. As you can see here, input type equal to range. Type is equal to, this type is equal to, the ANG is continued here. So what I have done is I have created another text box which will reflect the values of this range bar. So the moment I vary this value, it gets updated in the another text box. Now this text box is disabled and read only. I have made use of two additional attributes of disabled and read only. Okay, so when I use this, the user is not able to make any changes to this text box. Now this value is being pulled here from this text box by using an event of onChange, where the value of this text box is being assigned to this value of this text box. Okay, you can see it here. The names ranval value is equal to ran value. Now the next is the long date. Apart from this date type, you also have an additional date element input type which gives you the time along with the date. So once I select the date of my choice, I can also select the time. Okay, so this has the option of entering both the long date and time. The next is the input type equal to, input type is equal to time. Simply if I want to enter the value for time, then I can select this value. Maybe I want to select 4, then I can use this. Now this time is in the 24-hour format, so there is no need to give AM or PM. The next is the input type equal to week. As you can see it here, it's a number of week for the whole year, any year. So maybe if I want to select the 24th week of 2018, then I simply have to select it. Okay? And this is done. The next is the search option. If you have seen any of the web forms, then you must have seen that there's a search field in which you can type whatever you want to search from that particular web page. So the moment I give you type something here, suppose I type web elements, then I will be, and I click on submit, then it gives me the searched list from the web. Now the next option, now this search can be done by using input type equal to search. Now the next option is to upload the file. Many times when we are filling any application or registration form, then we have to upload our documents, scanned copies of the documents. So that can be done by creating this input type equal to file type, which allows you to upload any file to the web, to the server. The next is the contact number. So whenever we are filling any form, we are also supposed to give our personal details along with our contact number. So this contact number can be done by using input type equal to tell, and also we can give a pattern for it, like if you can see it here, I have used an attribute of pattern which says that the number can range from 0 to 9 and it should be the length of 2. It is separated by a dash. Again, it has the combination of 0 to 9 and the length of that number is 10 digits. So in case I give basically a phone number is made up of area code and the mobile number. So I try to give a number which is 3 in length, while actually I have to give 2 in length. As you can see it here, it should be 2. Let me check how the message is prompted. So I have given all the 10 digits. Let us see. It should give me a message. Yes, it is giving me a message. The moment I remove this 0 and I just keep 2 to 2, it should allow me. Yes, it is now not showing any message to me. Now the next type that I have used is of a submit button, where actually I am not using a input type equal to submit, but I am using a input type equal to image. Okay, I am using a input type equal to image. So now I can use image for in place of submit button, and that looks more attractive and fancy. And this can be done by giving the path in the src attribute. I have to specify the path in the src attribute, and also because of its size I can vary its size by varying the width and height of that image. Now you can see the difference between the conventional reset button and this advanced input image tag. So it's more appealing, while this is simple so you can always go in for this input type equal to image for a submit button. Hope you have understood. Thank you.